Alright, welcome back to the channel. Warhammer Man back in the studio, and today we're taking a look at the official prices in US dollars, and I also have the Canadian dollars as well for you Canadians out there. Before we get started, make sure to like and subscribe for Warhammer 40,000, Kill Team, Necromunda, Age of Sigmar, and warcry content as well. Everything from reactions, reviews, news, painting, modeling, conversion, tutorials, pretty much anything to do with tabletop wargaming of the Games Workshop variety. That being said, let's jump right in. So we saw our Sunday previews already, went through this, did the breakdown of some of the value in some of these kits, etc. Now we're going to go ahead and go through the actual prices. These are the official prices. So first we have Kill Team Moroch. So this is the 10 Phobos Marines with the new upgrade sprue, and then we have the 10 Guard with the 2 characters, as well as our new style terrain. And then we have a game board, and then you'll obviously get the Kill Team Moroch book as well. So overall, pretty nice set. So we have seen quite a bit of a difference with these. So we know that we're seeing one of these come out every quarter basically, and we had the initial starter come out at 200 with a little extra stuff inside there, and then that was our Octarius box set, and then we had the next set come out, Chalnath, at 170. Which makes sense. It would be slightly cheaper, as there wasn't like the main rule book in it and some of the other things as well. So it was slightly cheaper. And then with the most recent price increases, we recently saw 195 become the new Kill Team expansion set. And now we have the new one coming out here. And I was honestly ambitious that we wouldn't see more price increases from Games Workshop, but it doesn't surprise me at all because their greed is just out of control. But at this point in time, the new Kill Team Moroch set coming out at 210. So we saw another $15 price increase on this set. So we literally went from 170 to 195 to 210. So, and each one of these is coming out 3 months apart from the last one. So basically, from the last 3 months, the price on this set has gone from 195 to 210, and in the 3 months before that, it went from 170 to 195. So we basically saw a $25 price increase in one quarter, and then we saw another $15 price increase in the most recent quarter as well. In my opinion, this is completely unnecessary. I mean, I get it. Prices have definitely gone up on things, but if you continue to raise your prices on things like this, you're going to sell less of them. So maybe that's their idea, is to just make more profit margin and sell less. But in my opinion, this is a terrible, terrible idea to just continually be raising prices on people, because then people are just going to expect it. And then after a while, they're just going to capitulate and just give up on the games in general. So hopefully Games Workshop will get this under control. They're obviously taking huge advantage of this situation. If you don't agree with me or believe me, I did a very deep dive into Games Workshop and their financials, and they're literally at record profit margins, higher profit margins than ever in history. Historically, over the last, when they became a publicly traded company, their profit margins were around 20 to 25% on average, which is pretty high, but that's fine. And over the last couple years, I should say, literally like 2 years, they're up over 30%, close to like 35%. So they basically went from about 20% to 35%. So they're making twice as much money, when they sell something now. And it's obviously because of the price increases, and that's more than compensating for the extra costs that they're paying because of transportation or materials or paying staff, etc. So when it's all said and done, their net profit margin is through the roof, and they are achieving this by constantly raising prices. So that's my little rant for this video. In my opinion, $15, is that going to stop me from buying the set? No, I'm still going to buy it, but it really is just another slap in the face from them. They basically said when they made that price increase announcement that they were planning to raise prices 5% and, 10% in some cases. They basically raised prices across the board 12%, and now we're seeing, a couple months later, another 10% price increase on most things. And this isn't even the worst one, so just wait. For all you people out there that were complaining that you're curious that I signed the NDA or something because I've been too positive lately and now all of a sudden I'm a Games Workshop shill. No, I just keep it real. I literally tell you guys the truth about how I feel about actual kits, the components, the quality, the prices. I keep it real with you guys. So no, I have not signed any NDAs or anything like that. If I put out a couple videos and they're positive, it's because I have positive reaction to whatever we're talking about in the video. It has nothing to do with me trying to get free products or be a shill for GW or anything like that. I literally just keep it real with you guys. Most of you have been here for a long time and you know that. And I think honestly that's probably one of the best characteristics of this channel is I'm going to tell you the truth. I'm going to keep it real. And in my opinion, this set should not have gone up another $15. If they would have made it from $195 to $200, sure, I could accept it. It's whatever. But going up to $210, it's just busting into a new, price point. And then what do we expect for the next one? Well, the next one's probably going to come out at like $225 or something like that. So I just hate to see these constant price hikes like this. They're obviously, not only are they not making an effort to control the price increases, but I think they're going way above and beyond for how much they're actually paying additionally. So when it's all said and done, big slap in the face in my opinion. So 210 USD for the expansion and 250 in Canadian dollars for you Canadians out there. And again, really nice set. Love what comes in this. It's awesome. Super cool. Bringing back these two models and then the new ones, but again, just unnecessary price increases on this. And then we have our Phobos Marines. And we'll do a deep dive coming up as well because we're coming up on the semi-annual report in the next couple months. So I will be discussing Games Workshop's financials in advance of that. And then we'll do a follow-up after they release their financials. And I'll break it down and expose all of their lies once again. So that being said, and if you didn't check out my last one, go back and have a look at that because you can learn a lot of stuff about Games Workshop's financials and why this honestly, is so upsetting. Because when you look at the actual numbers and you listen to what they're saying, these price increases are because they're paying more. But when you look at the actual net profit margin, you see that they are far outweighing the price increases that they're facing with the price increases that they're passing on to the customers. So their increase on a box set like this might go up $5 and then they'll raise the price on the box set $25. So when it's all said and done, they put an extra $20 in their pocket. But that's enough. We'll talk about that in a future video. So next we have our dice set. So we have our so we have our Kill Team Phobos Strike Team dice and our Kill Team Blooded Traitors dice. So these are $38 a set or $48 a set in Canada. You guys know how I feel about the dice. These are super basic. They're not great. They're cool dice and nice quality and everything, but the images on them are subpar at best. The orange and black colors are sort of blah. I mean, I get it. It matches Kill Team, sure. But overall, for $38 for these dice, that's a hard pass. I can't imagine barely anyone buys these dice. Some of the faction dice for $40K maybe, but next we have our Chaos Knights Codex. So we have the regular Codex, and then we have the limited edition or special edition Codex as well. The regular Codex is $55 USD or 65 Canadian. And then we have the special edition Codex or limited edition Codex as well. So that one is $90 for that one. Alright, so right in line with what we would expect for these codexes. So, and then next we have the Abominant kit, which does build the Desecrator and the Rampager as well as the Abominant. So you get a ton of extra bits out of it. It's basically an upgrade from the old kit. So previously you could build the Rampager and the Desecrator. Now you get the extra sprue in here to build the Abominant. And the price is $170 total on this. $170 USD or 210 Canadian. Right in line with what we expected, obviously, as that's the same price as all the other knights. And then we see the new Chaos Knights War Dog set. And again, you can build the Carnivore, the Stalker, and the Brigand with this one. So you have 3 different options inside of this. You get 2 models in the set. And again, this is right in line with the price for the regular Knight Armiger set. So you get all the different options in it. It is $85 for the War Dogs or 100 Canadian. And then if we just roll down here, we see the Chaos Knight data cards next. So for the Chaos Knight data cards, $29 for the data cards or 34 Canadian for the data cards. And again, these are the type of thing, because there's probably so many of them floating around, you could probably pick these up for pennies on the dollar because of all the people They bought the Chaos Knight set and part them out. Matter of fact, if you're looking for the Chaos Knight codex and cards, I highly recommend that you look for other sources, because you can probably find the codex and the cards brand new for the same price as the codex, or even cheaper. I've seen them going as low as $40 for the cards and the codex as well. So definitely look into those, because you can find some deals. We know the price on all the Tyranid stuff. It has been out for a while. So next we have the Thatos Pattern Extended Hab Module, new Necromunda terrain, the Thatos Pattern Hab Module, and then we have the Thatos Pattern Walkways. So this is what comes in the set. So I was kind of curious on these, to tell you the truth, whether you would get like one or two, or exactly what would be in these sets, and kind of speculated on the prices a little bit, and said I thought that these were going to be overpriced. But if you look at the actual, I took a little freeze frame or paused the video from GW, and they have like their little video where they kind of show everything off, and here they show the actual boxes, so we can verify the contents of these boxes and kind of line it up with the prices. So the platforms and walkways is literally what they showed. The extended hab module is literally just one big hab module, and then the actual hab module is just one single hab module. So we know for a fact, obviously the extended hab module has never been offered before. The platforms and walkways, that comes in the Necromunda box set, the Ash Waste box set, and so does the hab module. And we know you basically get, there's an upgrade sprue that has some of the bonus stuff for the hab module, but you get two of the hab modules in the box set and one bonus sprue. Here we get one hab module and one of the bonus sprues, and you can tell that because it has like the little accessories on here, the little like kind of awning thing to block out like the sun, just to kind of get an idea. And then again, with this setup right here, we basically know that you're getting two of these in the box set, because you have like the little platforms and then you have the one big platform. We know you get like two of the big platforms in the set. So you essentially, in the Ash Waste box set, you have two of these, and you have almost two of these. Not quite. And again, it may be the same type of thing where it's not quite. But the prices are out of this world. So, you know, I obviously went on a little rant already about the Kill Team set. I'm going to try not to go too hard on this one, but these prices are absolutely ridiculous. I mean, honestly, these are probably the most ridiculous prices I have seen yet. You guys know, obviously, I'm a huge fan of the previous Necromunda box set. Absolutely love the Dark Uprising set. People were upset about the prices being almost $300 on that set when it came out, and it was very, very poorly received. Since then, prices have gone up quite a bit on stuff. So when the new set came out for Ash Waste, and we saw it at that $300 price level, people were like, oh, well, you know, $300 for this price, it's not that bad, because compared to Dark Uprising, that was a couple years ago. Well, if you bought Dark Uprising, it had like 17 sprues of terrain in it or something insane. And that is just not the case with the new Necromunda set. With Ash Waste, it is sparse on terrain. It's cool terrain. It comes with the vehicles. You know, it's a cool box set overall, but the value is not there, even close to the same way as the Dark Uprising set. So when I saw the prices on these, I honestly expect them to be overpriced to try to compensate for why that box set was so expensive for what came in it. But these prices are just absolutely ridiculous. So that being said, let's take a look. So we have the Thatos Pattern Hab Module. So this box set here on the right, with basically one of the stands, one of the Hab modules, and then one of the accessory sprues, $80 for this box set. $80 for this. And it is $95 Canadian. I don't have to tell you guys that that is an absolute ripoff, because it's very clear. That is a horrible, horrible deal. So if you look at this for $80, that means the two of them that come in the set. Now, granted, you won't get a second accessory sprue like you would if you bought this, but the two of them that comes in, that's $160 worth of terrain for these two little buildings. Yeah, just don't buy it at all. And that's not even the worst one, to tell you the truth. Next, we have the Thatos Pattern Platforms and Walkways. So that is this box right here. So this is basically the platforms that lead up to the building, the kind of like accessory sprue of this little like kit, or the accessory set of this kit. And again, you get essentially like two of these, maybe one and a half of these in the Ash Waste box set. And again, $80 or $95 Canadian for the platforms and walkways. So just absolutely ridiculous price, in my opinion. You know, complete ripoff, just ludicrous. Now this terrain is cool and everything. At first, it kind of was like, what the heck? And then it grew on me a little bit. It is cool. I could see it fully integrated into like a 40k universe, necromunda stuff. You could build it into the side of like cliffs. Like, it definitely is cool and different. And I like that. I'm happy to see that. But the prices on this are just absolutely ridiculous. I mean, $80 for these box sets. So essentially, you know, assuming we got basically 2 of these and 2 of these in the Ashway set, that's $160 for 2 of these and $160 for 2 of these. So that's $320. So that pays for the whole Ashway set on its own, and then everything else is just free. Or these are just completely overpriced, and Games Workshop is trying to create fake value that's not there from this terrain. That is my opinion. The prices on this terrain is absolutely insane. So let's wrap it up with our thatos pattern extended hab module. So obviously it's going to be more expensive than the regular hab module. We know the regular hab module is $80. So for the extended hab module, $110. 110 American dollars for this extended hab module. I mean, what a joke. That is just absolutely ridiculous. I honestly wouldn't even believe you if I just saw the prices on this and didn't see the other ones. But you know, the kind of build up to them makes it a little more believable, but completely irrational. $110 for this thing is, in my opinion, a complete mispricing. And then Canadian $130 for that. So if you just say, for instance, decided you were going to pick up one of each of these, you're like, oh yeah, these are cool, I'll just grab one of each. We're talking about $80, $80, that's $160 plus another $110. So we're talking about $270 for these 3 pieces of terrain. Absolutely ridiculous. Games Workshop has completely lost their minds. I mean, when I see some of these price increases or some of these prices on things, I think there's no way people are going to buy this stuff. You know, or man, they're really going to kill themselves on sales for a lot of these things. But the truth is, I mean, this is just absolutely ridiculous. This thing right here for $110, get out of here. I mean, that's an absolute joke. Now, granted, don't get me wrong. It has a lot of detail. It's a cool kit. You know, there's nothing like it in the game otherwise or even offered from other companies. But at $110, the amount of playability and coolness you're going to get out of this for what you're paying is horrible ratio. I honestly don't even know how interactive in a game these are going to be. The only way I can really see this terrain super cool and in an interactive way is if you had 2 or 3 of these terrain sets, put it on a larger board, and had a bunch of multi-level stuff, and played a super cool game where your guys could mostly interact you know, on vantage points or from the terrain, and then on the bottom you have a vehicle battle kind of going on underneath it. But even then, I just don't think you're getting enough interaction out of these terrain pieces, nor are they cool enough to justify it. Because say you wanted to have, you know, 2 or 4 of these things on your table, you're talking about $220 for 2 or $440 for 4 of them. I mean, that's just absolutely insane for what it is. I mean, this terrain alone will have me back to making scratch-made stuff. And then the actual just regular hab module, I mean, to think that this is $80 right here. Now, granted, it is cool. It comes with the upgrade frame. So I'll give you a little bit of leeway on that. It does come with all the little extra upgrade bits and everything like that normally you would only get 1 for every 2 of these in the regular box set. But that does not make this an $80 kit. I mean, call it $45, call it $60, but I mean, $80 for this, that's insane. I mean, it's not quite as insane as them saying $110 for this, but if you want to guarantee that there's no way anybody's going to buy any of this stuff, I mean, I think you did it. You nailed it. Now, that being said, next we have the platforms and walkways. Again, cool little pieces, integral part of your table if you're trying to build it up and give it some elevation and do the cool little thing. But again, for these little accessories right here and what's coming in the set, $80, I mean, that is completely insane. I just really don't see it. I don't see where the value is at. I mean, sure, I guess if you need some of these walkways to connect your hab buildings together, you know, and you decide to pick this set up, you obviously don't care about the prices. That's fine. It's a weird situation for me because I make plenty of money. I can buy whatever I want. I've never felt oh man, if only I could afford this next Games Workshop piece of terrain or set or whatever. That's not the case. But the fact of the matter is, I have to see some kind of value in stuff compared to, other prices from Games Workshop. I don't compare it to like some cheap other offshoot game that makes half quality miniatures for half the price. That's not an accurate comparison. But if you compare this to like current terrain in the sets, this is like a complete joke. I mean, we just saw, just as a little comparison. And again, that's cool. It's unique. I get it. We just saw these terrain sets come out. The one that comes in the Moroch box set. And this is $80 for all this. For one big building and then all of these like fence gate pieces, that's $80. And that's expensive in my opinion. But at least for $80, you get quite a bit of terrain, quite a bit of sprues. It's like a weighty box of plastic you're getting with that. $70 for like your, little satellite dish and antenna thing. Again, expensive, but you get two cool pieces of terrain, $35 a piece. Again, still expensive. Too expensive in my opinion, but decent in comparison to the new price on this stuff. And then of course we have the actual like landing pad minus the dish on top here. That is $70 as well. And again, this is a big, thick piece of terrain with some like stairs and a couple cool little pieces. It's stackable with the other stuff as we see here in the pictures. And again, $70 for that, in my opinion, overpriced. They should have kept it at like 50 or 60 for some of those kits. I think that would have been much more intelligent, and they probably sell a lot more of them. But when it's all said and done, comparing, I mean, this is 110. There's no value here. There's no value here. This is a complete ripoff, in my opinion. And then for this at $80, again, compare that to the big building you get for Sector Fronteris, plus all of those like barricade walls, or compare it, and that's same price, or compare it to, the landing pad or the, I can't remember what they're called, but it's like the Vox Shrine and antenna or whatever, but it's like the satellite dish and that other piece. $70 for those or $80 for this. This is just completely overpriced. I honestly cannot stress enough. And then this is like a total joke. I mean, this doesn't even seem real for $70 because this is basically your accessories that probably should already come in the regular kits. So, if this accessory, little platform and, walkways and everything, if one of these came with this set and then it was $80, it's like, okay, yeah, I could kind of see that. If one of them came with this and it was 110, it's like, I guess see that you're paying an extra $30, for like a second stand and, a bigger hab building. But this is just a complete mistake. This is complete mispricing on Games Workshop's part, complete ripoff. And honestly, for all the people out there that were waiting for a rant or wanted to see, did I sign the NDA or whatever, obviously I did not, because this is a complete trash pricing. Games Workshop has completely lost their minds. When I saw the initial prices and the increases on the Kill Team set and sort of just thought about Kill Team through the last couple sets, starting box at $200, then $170 for the expansion, that was extremely poorly received. The first expansion, Child Nath, was so many people did not buy that. It took forever to sell out. And then after that, our next one coming in at $195, that one is still available in the store, so obviously not selling out. It was cool. I liked the last one. I really liked the Corsairs. The teams, the new stuff for Chaos was cool. The terrain set is obviously nice. I like the Mechanicus stuff. But at $195, even that one was kind of like, what the heck? And still available in stores. And now for this one to come out, so that means it's been over 3 months they've had that one for sale and it still hasn't sold out. And you're like, well, that's good because you can still get it. Sure, but that's not what Games Workshop likes. So they know they're mispricing stuff if it's not selling out within 3 months for something that's supposed to be a limited run. So this one at $210, it has all the new terrain in it. So I think that's a much bigger selling point. But let's be real, everybody that wants Phobos Marines has Phobos Marines. The upgrade sprue is cool. The cultists and the terrain are really what's going to sell this set. I actually think this one's going to sell okay because a lot of people passed on the Sector Fronteris terrain because of the $220 price tag. I think for this set at, basically at $210, you're basically giving up one of these buildings and a bunch of the barricade pieces, and then you're getting your Kill Team book, you're getting your 10 Marines with upgrade sprue, and then you're getting your 10 Chaos Bros with the 2 characters as well. So really 12 models. So you're giving up an $80 piece of terrain. You're getting a $40 book, probably like 60 to 80 bucks worth of Space Marines, and then somewhere around like 60 to 80 bucks worth of Chaos as well. So you're getting a much better deal, in my opinion, in this set versus just buying the terrain on its own. Now, that being said, again, I think this should have stayed at $195, but that's just my honest opinion. People I'm sure are going to come out and white knight for Games Workshop and say, yeah, but prices are continuing to rise, blah, blah, blah. Well, they anticipatory, price raise was to cover future cost rises. You can't raise prices in advance and say, hey, things are getting more expensive, so we're trying to get ahead of this thing. And then every time you release anything, you raise the prices more. That's just a horrible idea. So, and again, I try not to dwell on the prices of this stuff. Again, I can pick up whatever I want. I'm definitely going to be getting the new Kill Team set. And I did get the Ashway set. But when it's all said and done, I mean, the prices on this new Ashway's terrain stuff is just an absolute joke. I cannot honestly picture people out there saying, oh man, $110 for this extended hab module? Gotta have it. This thing is an absolute joke. And then for the regular hab module, I mean, again, 80 bucks for this thing. I mean, it does come with the accessory sprue, which you only get 1 for the 2 buildings in the Ashway set. But again, just complete joke. I mean, this should have been 60 and this should have been 80, and even then it would have been like, man, that's a little pricey. But at least it would have been reasonable and people might have bought it. For these prices, I don't think anybody's buying these. 80 bucks for these little accessory platforms and walkways, total ripoff. So in my opinion, this is Games Workshop has completely lost their minds. There have been a few items this year that I was planning on buying or probably most definitely would have bought if the price would have been reasonable. These are a hard pass for me. Obviously, I already have some of the stuff from the Ashway box set, but there is absolutely no chance that I would ever pay $110 for this. I think it's a complete ripoff, and honestly, Games Workshop really needs to get their stuff together because I think this is going to be the straw that broke the camel's back, in my opinion. I really don't think the Ashway set has sold particularly well to begin with. There's been a lot of negative feedback as well. The fact that it doesn't include all the vehicle rules and it's basically just a standalone expansion, and then you're going to have to buy the next book if you want to get rules for all the rest of the gangs or the squats or whatever. We know that's Games Workshop's kind of way of doing things, but they sold this expansion or this Necromunda Ashways as it was going to be this big thing that all the gangs could play in and all the vehicles and all this, and it's really just not the case. Which that's fine, but they should have represented that clearly and been hey, if you're looking for vehicular combat, but you don't want to play specifically Ashways, Nomads, or Orruks, this set only includes what you need for them, but the next book coming out afterwards will have everything you need for all the other gangs to at least have some vehicles, etc. They should have done some kind of disclosure or something like that, because I feel a lot of people bought that box set, opened it up, looked in the book, and then were wait, what the heck? I didn't even get the stuff that I was promised or thought was coming in here or was misled. So in my opinion, the Ashways line so far has been a complete disaster. The original box set was okay. There was some value in it, but I felt it was overpriced or underboxed. There just wasn't enough in there. Now, with this new expansion terrain packs or individual box sets, complete mistake on my part. I mean, this is total trash. So, gonna go ahead and wrap it up there, though. Went through all the pricing. You guys know how I feel about this stuff. Obviously, not picking up any of the new Cast Knight stuff because I already have the box set. Not picking up any of the Ashway stuff because I already have the box set. And also, the prices on this stuff are complete trash. Definitely am going to be picking up Kill Team Moroch. Very excited for that. Looking forward to the Cultists. Looking forward to the terrain. Obviously, the stuff is super cool, super chunky. Not happy about the price increase, but I think that raising the price on a box set like this from just the most recent price at $195 to $210, 15 bucks goes up on this whole box. Not that big of a deal, but when we look at something like this, and now it is almost, 15 on $195 is almost a 10% price increase. So it's a big deal. but you're at least getting a bunch of stuff, so you can say, okay, everything in this box set went up by $1, and that takes care of all of it. But when you look at these things, you know, this would have been $60 previously, so now to come out at $80, that's a $20 price increase in my opinion. Again, this would have been in line with Games Workshop's current terrain line. It would have been $60. It's only because they just released all this stuff and made it like $70 and $80 a box. I think that they're now, you know, doing it on this and making these $80 a box. And even then, it's like, you should have made it 65 or 70. There's no way people are paying $80 for these. And then for the extended hab module, I mean, complete slap in the face. I mean, what a joke. This is the most ridiculous thing I have ever seen from Games Workshop, I think, or at least close to it. At 110, the extended hab module, I expect them to sell like record numbers. And by record numbers, I mean record low numbers of this. I would fully expect this to be one of, if not the worst selling product of the year. At $110, complete joke. Is it cool? Yes. Would I buy it for a reasonable price? Yes. Will I buy it at 110? Absolutely no possible chance that ever in all of time I would ever purchase this set. Ever. There's literally not a chance in the world. Complete mispricing on my part. So that being said, going to go ahead and wrap it up there. You guys let me know down below, what are you picking up? Are you excited about? You think some of these prices are ridiculous? Am I crazy? And 110 for that extended hab module is a great deal, and $80 for those other ones also. What was I even thinking? You know, I should build a whole Ewok village for, you know, $1,000? Or, you know, am I completely right here? You know, a lot of you guys are always talking about how much of a ripoff Games Workshop is, but you're obviously still interested in it because you watch the videos. A lot of you are longtime players, you know, etc. Most of you have switched to other games or buy very few select things that constantly complain about prices. Some people never complain about prices and just honestly are happy with the quality of the models, the miniatures, the terrain, the diversity. I get that too. That's fine. Compared to some hobbies, it's not really that expensive, you know. But when it's all said and done, I'm somewhere in the middle. I like to feel like I'm still getting some kind of value. I can buy whatever I want. You know, I don't have constraints in my life that are like, no, you can't buy this because we got to get the kids new soccer uniforms or whatever. I don't have those issues. I can buy whatever I want, but I'm not going to buy stuff if I don't think it's cool or I don't think that it's appropriately priced for how cool it is. And, you know, that's the truth, is GW has officially passed over the tipping point for things that I will buy that are ridiculously priced. They've been getting crazier and crazier lately, but this is, for me, the final straw. There is literally no way under any circumstance I will be purchasing an extended hab module for the low price of $110. So you can literally get, okay, so just for comparison, you can get the new box set for $210. You can buy everything in this picture for $210, or for $200, you could get 2 of the extended hab modules. Or you could buy 1 extended hab module. You could buy 1 regular hab module. And then you could buy 1 platforms and walkways. And it's only going to cost you $260. So you can get all 3 of these prime kits for $50 more than you can get a whole box set. What a great deal. Just complete joke. So you guys let me know what you think down below. I always like to hear your opinions. If you are into this kind of content, reactions, reviews, news, painting, modeling, conversion tutorials, everything from Warhammer 40,000, Kill Team Necromunda, Age of Sigmar, Warcry, you know, Horus Heresy, Underworlds, pretty much any of the Games Workshop games and content. Make sure to like and subscribe. Leave a comment down below. It does really help out the channel. And that's it for today. Warhammer Man Studios. I'm Warhammer Man, and I'm out of here.